Hey, welcome back to 3 poses a day for 30 days to relax the pelvic floor. I'm Tracy, and our postures today will all be kneeling. So you might want to grab a blanket or a pillow so you can kneel on it. You'll also want to grab 2 blocks for sure as we start our practice today. So on the agenda, we are going to be doing hula hoop, a deep lunge, and then we'll transition into puppy to finish. So I invite you to pause the video, grab your gear, and we'll get started. All right, first up is hula hoop. So I invite you to put your left knee on your blanket or your towel, your pillow, whatever you're using, and the right leg's going to come forward. And the blocks are to help give you some support. And I always use the tall part of the block. The idea is you want to have the spine nice and straight as we rotate around. Now I know we've gone through this before, maybe a couple of different times. So good for pelvic floor. What we'll do today is we will come forward, wrap around to the right clockwise. We'll do 6 nice slow circles, and then we'll make them really tiny. And then we'll switch directions before we switch to the other leg. So a few things to keep in mind. Pull the tailbone back when you can. Make sure the knees are roughly hip distance apart. If you're too close, you'll be a little bit off balance and you won't evenly work the pelvic floor. So nice and supported. Spine is as straight as you can make it. Nice natural curve. And you'd want as much as you can to not tuck that tailbone under. So the tailbone's pulling out the entire posture. All right, clockwise first. Let's get to it. Nice big circles to the right, nice and slow. Really make sure you have good motion with the body. And your breath will naturally sync up. Remember, every inhale, the belly expands and the chest expands. The rib cage expands. All right, let's do one more big circle. And now make them really small. Tailbone's pulling back. Nice tiny circles. And now we can go counterclockwise. Nice big circles. And we'll shorten those circles up. Nice and tiny. And since we're already here, we'll move on to our lunge. So you can bring the blocks a little further out, move that right foot out, and we'll come into the lunge. So the right knee is directly above the ankle, and you're really working to stretch this inner portion of the leg. And we'll be here for 6 breaths. One more inhale. And on the exhale, we'll bring the knee back to the mat. Readjust, and we'll switch to the other side. And that left leg steps out. So we'll start with that left knee at 90 degrees. Remember, you want to focus on bringing the tailbone back this entire posture. And let's start with a clockwise motion. Nice big circles. And now make the circles tiny. And then we'll switch directions. Large circles going counterclockwise. And then we'll make them nice and small. Great. And you know where we're going next? Let's bring the blocks a little further out. Extend the left leg and come into a lunge. And if you engage the right glute, you can deepen the stretch. Left knee is directly above the ankle. And we're here for 6 breaths. One more inhale. On the exhale, release. Both knees come back to your towel or your blanket. We don't need the blocks anymore. And we're going to move straight into puppy. Knees and feet should be hip distance apart. Ideally, the hips are still going to stay above the knees. And then we'll come down onto the forearms, bringing the tailbone toward the back of the head. So you don't want to tuck under. You want to relax the pelvic floor. We can rest the forehead on the ground. Extend the arms out as much as you want to. And come into your version of puppy pose. And you know the deal. We're here for 6 more breaths. Really make sure the belly's moving as you're breathing. One more inhale. And on the exhale, we'll use the hands to push your bum all the way onto the backs of the legs. Come to a seated position. And that's it for today. You have finished class 28, day 28, and I'll see you for 29 tomorrow. I hope you feel great. I love this one for stretching the pelvic floor. And I'll see you tomorrow. I wish you well. Namaste.